Hello, hello. I am Kaneisha Grayson, founder and CEO of The Art of Applying, and I am back with another amazing client success story. Today, we will be covering the case study of Amber. Hi, Amber. Happy Friday. You're watching the Art of Applying's Client Case Study Series, where we sit down with our clients who have just been accepted into their dream graduate schools. We talk about their stats, acceptances, scholarships, and their advice and encouragement for other applicants just like you. If you're interested in getting my team's expert editing, guidance, and advice on your admissions journey, book a free 15-minute quick call with our team at the link in the description. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more success stories, application tips, advice, and encouragement. Now, back to the video.
Happy Friday. Hello.
Hello, hello. Well, this is an awesome day of celebration. Amber, what are we celebrating today? Tell us about your results so far, schools you've been accepted to, and scholarships you have been awarded.
Yes, so this week was an amazing week because I heard back from the majority of the schools and I have a lot of scholarships. So just starting off, I got into Fuqua for their MBA program with a full tuition scholarship.
Fantastic. That's news to me.
And I am a Forte and Fuqua Impact Scholar. Next up, I was also accepted into Keenan Flagler's MBA program with the full Forte scholarship, Cornell Johnson with the Forte and Consortium scholarship, as well as an Emory Guazetta for a Forte and Consortium scholarship as well. And last, Ross, I was accepted with a $150,000 scholarship as a Forte fellow. And also I was accepted into like their Tauber program, which is like when MBA students take classes with engineering students and do like a project together. And I did apply for a dual degree program. So I was accepted into Michigan's School in the Environment and Sustainability with a $15,000 scholarship, and into Duke's Nicholas School of the Environment MEM program, which is a Master's in Environmental Management with a $15,000 scholarship as well. So that's everything.
Amber, I am blown away.
Yes.
Wow.
I was not imagining that this would happen. So I'm very happy with the results to get full rides to almost all the programs.
Wow. So just to be clear, was that 4 full rides for business school, then basically nearly a full ride to Ross, the 150K, and then for the joint programs, we got some sprinkled in scholarships there.
Yes.
Was there even any business school that you got into and you didn't get at least $150,000?
No. And I haven't heard from Yale SOM yet, but I think for them, I might be either waitlisted or rejected, but that's okay because this was huge to be able to get into all of these programs with full rides or close to full rides.
I can barely contain my thrilledness, which I know is not a word for you. This is amazing. I want to do some math. So per school, your return on investment per school is something like 12 and a half times per school.
Wow.
Of what you invested, which was not a small amount of money. And in the stock market, do you know what a good return is in the stock market?
I'll just guess 5%.
That's a little low. Historically, it's around 7-8%. That's like pretty standard. And you're really happy if you get like 10-12%, right? You got, I don't even know how to do this math. I can't. The place order is too hard for me, but 12 and a half times your money.
Yes, it was well worth it.
Oh my goodness. Can I share the fun fact about what we have in common, who we have in common?
Yes.
So the way Amber and I got connected, or Amber in the Art of Applying, is that she and I actually have the same financial planner. And I think it's amazing and very inspiring and very encouraging and laudable that before you even go to business school, Amber, that you have a financial planner. That's amazing. I would have never even imagined to have one before, or maybe I would have imagined, maybe I was reading books, but I wouldn't have done it. So that is amazing. And tell us a little bit about that story. How, I know I'm going off script, Amber, but what was it like? What was your plan, and how did it turn into you reaching out to work with us? What was your original plan for business school?
So I was going to continue to raise money. So I've been working with Camilla probably for about 2 years, and I would save monthly. And we had a little bit of a fund started, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to keep saving until like I have a good amount. And Camilla was just like, you'll never have a good amount. Just go. You never know what's going to happen. And she had told me about you before and about Art of Applying. And I was always just kind of nervous. I was like, I don't know what that would entail or if I could afford the package. And one day when we did our quarterly review, at the end, she says, I'm connecting you with Kaneisha, and you're just going to hear what she has to say and you can make a decision then. But, don't keep waiting. You're getting older. Just pull the trigger and see what happens. So yeah, I decided that it was time. And once I spoke with you, I was very, very confident that this would work and that I can get some really good results. And it just gave me the confidence to kind of proceed with getting my MBA. And you've been here for the beginning of the journey. So yeah, it was an amazing experience just being paired and like listening to what I need to do and organizations that I needed to be connected with to make sure this process was as seamless as possible.
Oh, how beautiful. You are making my Friday. So you mentioned that our financial planner said, you're getting older. So
Mhm.
I would like for you to tell us the stats about your profile that you're comfortable sharing. So that would be things like age, test score, cultural background, college, GPA, whatever stats you feel comfortable sharing that the people out there want to know.
Of course. So I am 30 years old. I am the first in my family to attend college, and I am a Black woman. I was a marketing major at a state university, and my GPA was 3.4. I've worked predominantly within the healthcare industry and supply chain for probably around like 5 out of the 8 years of experience I have. And my GMAT score was a 640, but it was a road to get there. I literally got the 640 the day that the consortium application was due. So before then, I scored anywhere from like a 500 to a 540. So it was hard to get that 640.
Oh, I'm so proud of you. What a breakthrough. So tell us, what was the application process like before we started working together? What was difficult? What wasn't working?
So I really was in the beginning of what schools I wanted to go to, but like at the beginning, I was just trying to research all the different programs, and I quickly learned that there's just a lot to know, and trying to understand like the vibes of the school, and then like where did I think I would fit nicely. So that was something where I wasn't sure yet. I just kind of made like a rough list and kind of ran it by Leah and you to kind of figure out what would be the right place for me to be. But then I think also that something that was overwhelming was that I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do post MBA. And as I looked through, I was kind of intimidated with all of different stats, the employment stats that they have. And it's like, I don't know where I wanted to go. And Art of Applying really helped me sit down and dig deep and figure out what I wanted to do.
Beautiful. And so one clarification, when Amber says Leah, she's talking about her consultant. Leah is actually now the director of client experience at the Art of Applying. So you got kind of lucky that you got to work with someone who is not just a consultant, but who also is a leader in the company. But I don't think she wasn't in that role when y'all were working together. Okay, so that's very helpful. And so we already shared the story of how you found the Art of Applying. What inspired you to reach out? I suppose our financial planner, you call her Camilla, I call her Camila. I suppose she said, I'm connecting you to, but you could have said, no, I'm not ready. I'm going to do it on my own. What inspired you to let Camila make that connection between us?
I really didn't have anything to lose. And I knew that I didn't know necessarily what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to take my career to the next level. So it didn't hurt to hear. And then also she had shared that a lot of your clients receives full tuition scholarships and that it could be worth the investment, just because, I didn't know what the results would yield. So that kind of made me excited. That made me excited. And also she'd mentioned that the connections that you had and you would like lead me to what organizations that I would need
Mhm.
to join to kind of help me meet other MBA, pre-MBA
Yep.
students and also help me on the journey of figuring out what I needed to do to apply and kind of building those relationships.
Absolutely. And so we got connected and we probably had the free 15-minute quick call. And
Mhm.
then we had the 90-minute breakthrough call. What was your experience like on those calls?
The 15-minute call with you was amazing. That's when I decided that, yes, I definitely want to do this just because you had talked about the results. And I remember when I told you a little bit about my profile and kind of and shared my stats back then. You were like, you had just told me I was competitive, and I didn't think that, necessarily that my profile was very competitive. So that was very reassuring. And then during the breakthrough call, I loved really how the roadmap was set up for me. And it was like, here is what you need to be doing between, now and I think like March, like really getting the test prep in and then, doing school visits. It was like it made the process way more manageable to just understand
Mhm.
what did I have to do from December when I had signed on through the next couple of months. And also, I think I can plug this, but I'm in MLT,
Yep.
and everyone I interacted with in the beginning kept on saying, you need to be in MLT. So it was right at the end of the cycle. So I hurried and took a GMAT test and I got help with the essays for MLT's MBA prep program and submitted my application and got in. So that was very helpful. And looking back, I'm really thankful to even have had a team that really pushed me towards MBA prep and MLT overall, because that has been a wonderful experience as
Oh, I
well as.
love hearing that. Yes, I love hearing that. So, just to be clear for everyone listening, when Amber came to work with us as a client, she came really nice and early. So, she signed up the December before her season. And did you already know about MLT or did we tell you about MLT?
You told me about MLT.
Oh, I love it. So we told you about management leadership for tomorrow. You didn't even know about it. And then our team helped you apply and you were successful in applying. And so some people might think, well, I'm an MLT. Why would I pay separately outside of MLT for it, working with the art of applying? I know this wasn't one of the questions I told you I would ask because I didn't know we would talk about this, but Amber, what would you say to people who are like, I'm an MLT, that's all I need. I don't need anything else.
Oh, I would say you still do. It was very helpful, particularly for the master's degrees that weren't MBA. So
Mhm.
I applied to master's in environmental management and the master's of sustainable systems. So that was very helpful to be able to walk through that process with Leah, my consultant, who had experience helping people not only get into MBA programs, but other graduate degrees. Also, I think it's important because bi-weekly there's like the Q&A calls where you can ask questions, hear other people's questions,
Yep.
see essays and get feedback on them, not even from a consultant, but also other art of applying clients. Thank you. So to get that feedback from the clients is very useful, and you don't necessarily have that in MLT. And also, I mean, this is getting into MLT's process, but they only look at a couple of your essays. They don't look at everything, and they don't look at your full application, versus here you have your consultant who will literally go through everything to make sure that it's perfect.
Okay, that's helpful. And so we had the great quick call, and you're like, I definitely want to do this. We had the great breakthrough call that made the process feel really manageable. And then, I was like, here are the different packages, here are the options. Were you nervous or scared to work with us to make that investment? What doubts or concerns did you have?
I was a little scared initially by the sticker price, but then I thought about it overall, and I was like, the return on investment on this will probably be worth it. Just from even our initial call where you said, I think you'll be very successful, and it ended up being that way. But I just thought, what's the worst thing that could happen? I didn't get in anywhere, which I didn't think was going to happen anyway. So I just thought that it was worth it. And honestly, like, the best investment that you can make is on yourself. So I was willing to invest in myself to be able to be the most competitive applicant that I could. And also, because I'd been working on that education fund for a couple years, I had enough money saved up that I could afford the package. It was just, I didn't want to separate with the money, but it ended up being well worth it.
Absolutely. And what was your favorite part about working with the Art of Applying?
Oh, I love working with my consultant. So I have been with Leah since around like December 2020. So it's been amazing being able to work with her and like having her help me really craft my narrative. I just remember some essays, she was like, dig deeper, dig deeper. And that was so useful to make sure that I was really telling my story and the why I wanted to get an MBA, the why I wanted to go into sustainability and pursue some of the joint degrees at some of the universities. So that was my favorite part. And I guess my other favorite part is also the Q&A calls that happen bi-weekly. I just love that, to be able to get a second pair of eyes on my essays, and also to be able to like see what other people are doing and listening to other people's stories, because that just kind of gave me an idea of like what people I would be in the classroom with.
Yes, I love that. It's almost like pre-MBA orientation, or like boot camp, like a little taste of business school.
Yeah.
I love that. And one thing that I hear, or me and the other breakthrough coaches hear a lot from people who decide not to move forward, even if we do invite them to work with us, and even if we do think that they're competitive, is they say, I'm going to get my score on the GRE higher, or I'm going to get my GMAT score higher. I'm going to get GMAT final, and then I'll start working with you all. What would you say to the people who think they need to get that really strong test score before they begin working with us?
That's not necessary, because the most important part is really crafting your narrative. Your essays are such an important piece of getting into the MBA programs. And also, once you apply and you start getting interviews, it's important that you're able to really deliver your narrative when the same things that you talked about in your essay, and even talking about like new things. So I just think it's so important to really focus on your why, and to continue working on the GMAT, because I've worked on that until my applications were due, but to continue focus on the GMAT as well. But I just think the most important part was figuring out and communicating your story and the why the MBA now.
And so what did you learn about yourself, and how did you grow as a result of going through this application process with the Art of Applying?
Well, I definitely learned that what I wanted to do, and because initially I was going to follow the crowd, and I was like, oh, I can be a consultant, or maybe I can do product management. But I sat down and I was like, with everything that I want to do, I wanted to use my skills to do something to make the world better. And that's how I stumbled across like sustainability. And that was something that Leah had picked up too, that I'd worked on sustainability projects. And it was something that I really loved doing. And it's like, why not just take that and turn that into a career? And that was something that I really loved, was just being able to do a lot of like the the thinking, like my really understanding my story, understanding my path and like where I wanted to be short term and long term, that was where I grew the most because I know I came here and I wasn't sure yet. And also last year it's really difficult applying for grad schools or and particularly two different programs. So, this process has just really brought out like how resilient I am just going through that and also just a lot of other personal things that went on last year.
Well, I am so, so happy that you are so resilient, that you did invest in yourself and take that leap. It is scary. It's scary to even to reach out. It can be scary to have the call. It can be scary to make the investment. Then once you've made the investment, it can be exhausting to persist all the way through, but you did.
Yes.
I
And
love it. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that, Amber?
oh no, I said it was worth it.
Yes. And what is next for you in your application process?
Attending admitted student weekends and accepting one of the offers that I have.
That is so, so exciting. And it'll be really fun when you go to those weekends to run into other clients and past clients. And I definitely know you will, because I always get pictures of you all meeting up, and it's just so heartwarming.
Oh, and I actually have the perfect story for that. You gave me a client to speak to at Cornell. And when I went for my interview, I bumped into her in the hallway. We should have took a picture, but we hugged and I was like, oh my God, I was so excited to see her again.
Oh, that is so, so exciting. Oh, I love that. I love that y'all bumped into each other. And so now that you've been accepted into all these schools, it sounds like you've been accepted into all your business schools with mostly full rides, and if not a full ride, almost a full ride. We're waiting to hear back from Yale, possibly waitlisted or rejected, but we're good because you've gotten into all the other schools. That's amazing, amazing results. So now that you've gotten these amazing results, what changes, improvements, or opportunities does this bring for your life and your career?
Oh, huge. For one, I am excited to be able to pivot into healthcare sustainability, post MBA and MEM degree, and to be able to work on, health equity, as well as to be able to focus in on carbon neutrality and like helping healthcare systems reach that. And really it's big because this is the way for me to be able to make a change also, selfishly to also grow my salary significantly
Hmm.
and really be able to be the first in my family to attend a top 15 MBA program. Yeah, because no one has really gone to one of the schools like this. So to be able to go to a Duke or a Michigan would really change the trajectory of my life and as well as my family's life. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
That is so beautiful. And did you say, Amber, that you are of the first generation in your family to go to college?
I am.
Oh my goodness. Well, that leads us right into the next question, which is when you first signed up with the Art of Applying, we asked who you would tell first when you got your great news. And you mentioned your parents, your sister, your friend, and your aunt. I would love to know what happened when you told them your great news.
Pure excitement. Everyone was very excited, and especially I love Duke. So especially when Fuqua called me and told me about the scholarship, that was the one that everyone was very excited for and waiting on. So when that came through, everyone was very, very excited. And my aunt wrote a Facebook post about this. My other family texted me congratulations. So yeah, everyone was so, so happy for me that it ended up working out.
Oh, I love it. And I am so, so happy for you that it ended up working out. What else, if anything, would you like to share, especially with the person who is out there listening to this, watching this? It's probably late at night, or they're even at work and they're supposed to be working, but they're listening to this instead. What encouragement or advice would you say to that person?
I would tell them or in this case, you, that do it. It was worth it. And I've talked to a couple of other Art of Applying clients and watched a lot of the client success stories, and it's worked out for so many people that so many people have been able to get full scholarships or even close to full scholarships. And I think that you can be confident that your coach will help you or your consultant will help you get the end result that you're looking for. And it's nice to kind of have that community and not have to do it on your own. So I would say, make that investment in yourself and really try your hardest to get into these programs. But it's just so nice to have a team that's behind you and supports you, and have other clients and build your community that will do the same.
Beautifully said. Amber, I am thrilled for you. I cannot wait to take this conversation offline and chat with you a bit about what you're thinking about, where you're going to go. But it was such an honor and such a delight to have you as a client and to be a part of your journey from basically the very beginning all the way to this beautiful, beautiful outcome. Congratulations, Amber.
Thank you. And thank you so much to you and your team. I don't think I could have done it without y'all help. So thank you.
Thanks for watching. Are you ready to take your application process to the next level? The Art of Applying helps you get into the graduate school of your dreams and get money to pay for it. Book a free quick call from the link in the description to get started. And subscribe to our channel for more application tips and success stories.